You're listening to the AstroMommy Daily Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the AstroMommy community. I hope you enjoyed today's horoscope and card reading. If you would like to support the AstroMommy Newsletter, there are several ways to do so. Subscribe on Substack, share it with a friend, schedule a reading, check out my family's Etsy shop, Metaphysical Flamingo, or just leave a tip. Without further ado, here is the Daily Horoscope. It's a cliffhanger weekend. Balsamic moon in Pisces, Mercury's ingress into Aries, and the upcoming spring equinox. Weekend forecast for Saturday and Sunday, March 18th through the 19th, 2023. Good morning, friends. Well, I was definitely grabbed this morning by a transit. The moon in Aquarius in a semi-square with Mercury in Pisces. This aspect can mean grumpy people and misunderstandings, and I was absolutely grumpy and impatient this morning. Not in a terrible way. I didn't make anyone cry or anything. I was just feeling stressed and intolerant. I woke up late, and then it took me a while to actually wake up and get going, and then it took me even longer to figure out what I wanted to write about for the weekend and get myself into a space where I could transmit the energy. I got lost in a lot of fun rabbit holes as I researched the transits and the things that are going on that reflect them, though. How was your morning? Also, a bit of housekeeping. We have some new people who just joined the AstroMommy community, and I would like to send out a huge warm welcome to all of them. Thank you for being here, and I truly hope you enjoy the daily horoscopes. The weekend forecast is a special perk for my paid subscribers, and so I do hope you consider upgrading to paid so that you don't miss out on the dynamic astrology of the weekends. This weekend is especially revealing as we approach the new moon in Aries and the sun's annual ingress into Aries, the first zodiac sign marking the astrological new year. Thank you so much for being here. I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. This weekend is a big one astrologically. I keep saying that about every day this week, but that is because the astrology right now is some of the most historical. Not only do we have two outer planets changing signs in the same month, but we've had this amazing stellium in Pisces at squared Mars. I mean, these are some dynamic transits, and as a student of astrology, it's very exciting. I know we are going to look back on this month and realize all of the things that took place that changed the course for the future, and it's going to be mind-boggling. So this weekend, we have a few things going on that are pretty intense. Mercury is going to change signs from Pisces to Aries. The moon is entering her dark moon balsamic phase as she approaches the new moon coming on Tuesday. And the sun will be in the last degrees of Pisces, a very slippery place, before his ingress into Aries on Monday, the spring equinox, a very big deal in astrology. The spring equinox is the beginning of a new astrological year, so essentially we are on the last couple of pages of this book and about to crack open a whole new book on Monday. Will it be a cliffhanger? Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's get into the astrology. The moon on Saturday will be moving fast, traveling 14 degrees 45 minutes in one day. She will start at 8 degrees and end at 23 degrees of Aquarius. The moon in Aquarius is about relating with others, solving problems through innovative solutions, and being true to your authentic self. The Aquarius moon does not make excuses for who she is. She is the water bearer, bringing the coveted resource to all in need, and she makes sure that there is always just enough for everyone. She is not emotional or easily cracked open, but detached and reserved. She has to be, so that she doesn't play favorites. So Saturday is all about connection and equal distribution. The moon in Aquarius forms a harmonious sextile to Jupiter in Aries on Saturday at 12:26 p.m. Eastern Time, and this can bring a nice feeling of social success, increased popularity, and good feelings. We may enjoy some prestige and compliments about the work we're doing or feel a sense of gratitude from our friends and relations. Just a few minutes later, at 12:50 p.m. Eastern Time, the moon forms a square to Uranus in Taurus, and this can bring something unpredictable, like emotions that come out of the blue or unexpected popularity surrounding something you said or did that was an expression of your authentic self. As long as you are staying true to yourself and your own values, I feel that this will be a pleasant surprise. By late Saturday night, Mercury in Pisces will sextile Pluto in Capricorn at the 29th degree, the bound of Saturn, meaning that it's a degree in which we hit a wall. With Mercury forming a harmonious sextile to Pluto, this could mean that we find a ladder to scale that wall. We could go into a space of deep research or go on a transformational journey where we uncover the facts. We've recently learned a lot of hard truths over the last few days with Mercury conjoining the Sun and Neptune in Pisces and enjoying his Cazimi moment. So this sextile to Pluto could be us coming to a place of acceptance about it all. With this aspect being a sextile, this could mean that we are easily able to find the information to back up the claims. It's like when Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz learns the truth about the great and powerful wizard, who is really just a man behind a curtain putting on an act projecting a supernatural image. Her dog Toto is able to easily pull the curtain aside, revealing the truth. At first, she's mad at the wizard and disappointed, but then she forgives him and accepts that he too is only human. So we've seen who's behind the curtain, and we've felt the myriad of feelings that this revelation brought up. And now, with this sextile, we are able to accept the new situation for what it is and forgive. The sun and the moon will soon form this sextile to Pluto as well, and so it's like we are first accepting it in our minds, and next it will be about accepting it in our hearts and bodies. I find that this is often how it goes, right? Something happens and we are able to deal with it mentally, but physically the pain or anguish can linger and it takes our bodies a bit longer to clear out the chemicals from the emotions. Like when you have a bad dream and you wake up and mentally you know that you are not in danger, but your heart is still racing and your skin is still sweating, and it literally takes a few minutes or hours for your body to catch up with your mind. That is what the next few days are going to be like. Mercury then ingresses into the sign of Aries at 12:23 a.m., so just after midnight. Mercury in Aries can represent very quick changes to our environment and our way of thinking. We could speak more quickly, impulsively, and even more loudly. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more writers writing opinion pieces. I was thinking of writing one myself. People will want to be heard, and they won't give a crap what other people think. It will be all about getting the messages out there as quickly as possible, taking the lead and starting the train going in a new direction. We could see a lot of things starting, advancing, and charging forth like pioneers going west. Once Mercury moves into Aries, he will form a mutual reception with Mars and Gemini, both being in each other's home signs. This is very positive for taking action. It means you will now be able to effectively take steps to change your environment, as these two planets will be supporting each other. Moving on to Sunday. Early in the morning on Sunday, the moon in Aquarius will form a trine to Mars and Gemini, reinforcing the desire for change, the energy needed to make a change, and the innovative thinking to make it actually happen. This is very positive energy. Mars is about to ingress into his fall in the sign of Cancer on March 25th, 2023, so this is the last week of Mars in Gemini, where he actually has a little bit more power to initiate change. And with Mercury now in Aries in Mars's sign, this is going to be possible. So this next week until the 25th is go time. Do what you need to do and don't procrastinate, because once Mars enters Cancer and Mercury enters the shadow period before his next retrograde, the energy is going to slow way down. Mercury will enter shadow on April 7th and then will retrograde in the sign of Taurus starting on April 21st, just 2 days after the first eclipse of the season at 29 degrees of Aries. We will be talking more about these transits the closer we get to them, but my point is, this is a very important week that will be full of energy to take action, so don't waste it. By 11:11 a.m. on Sunday, the moon will ingress into the sign of Pisces, and we will officially be in the Balsamic phase, where she is 30 degrees away from the new moon. This is the time of the month when we need to let go of old ideas, dreams, and intentions set about with the previous new moon, and release them so that we can make room in our souls for the new seeds of intention. The Balsamic moon in Pisces is especially sensitive, since not only is it at the end of the lunar cycle, but it is also the end of the whole zodiac, and thus the end of the astrological year, so it has a lot of weight to it. The end of Pisces is also, as I said previously, in the bound of Saturn, and so it's where we hit the boundary between space and time. What is physical and what is spiritual? What is real and what is a made-up construct? There are a lot of made-up things that we are taught to believe in our culture, like the tooth fairy, for example. And when we get to this last degree in Pisces, we are spiritually asked if we are going to believe in the lie or not for another year. It's a major test of faith, spirituality, and acceptance. The tooth fairy is a weird mythology to believe in, actually. Recently, my oldest daughter came to me and said, quote, "Mom, do you want to hear something weird? The tooth fairy teaches people to believe in the fae and pay them with body parts," unquote. She's not wrong. It is pretty weird. And what's even weirder is I am the one who more often than not performs this ritual, and because of it, I have a stash of my children's teeth hidden away. It's a little strange when you stop to think about it. So this Sunday, we will be faced with some sort of augmented reality that we will be forced to stop and think about and decide if we are going to accept this imaginary world as true for another year or not. Reality is, after all, a holographic representation of the universe, and one that many thought-provokers argue that we have to believe in to be real. We believe that we are in our bodies. We believe that the sun will come up tomorrow. Who's to say that it isn't this extremely strong belief from so many people at once that doesn't make it true? We believe in money, which is a very powerful construct that is totally made up, yet we decide to play the game and believe in its worth every single day. We are going to be looking at this very powerful Aries Ingress chart on Monday, and I believe it is going to be a very intense, belief-shattering year ahead. I'll tell you why I think that on Monday. After the moon makes her entrance into Pisces, Mercury will form a semi-square to Uranus and Taurus, and this is when we could get very impulsive and possibly do stupid things. Acting on impulse, having scattered thoughts, or sharing our radical views are all possible. Oh shoot, grabbed again. Unfortunately, with the semi-square, these things may get us nowhere, or it could be a bit like revving our engines but not actually leaving our parking spaces. Mars, after all, is still within the 3-degree range of engagement with Neptune and won't be free of Neptune's spell until Tuesday, so there is still fog we have to deal with, and we just can't see where we are going when there is fog. So hold your horses, the gunshot to start the race is on Tuesday. By the late afternoon on Sunday, the moon in Pisces will form a sextile to Venus in Taurus, and this is a very nice aspect that will soften these urges to fly the coop before the weather is right. Venus is in her home sign of Taurus, and this means she has a lot of power to fulfill her promise of blessings, benefits, and nourishments. We could experience affection, popularity, and beautiful artistic expressions that are well liked. After a day where we may have felt challenged, this starts a night full of more harmony and acceptance. We could feel metaphorically held by the Empress, the cosmic mother in the tarot, who brings love, approval, and fruitful abundance wherever she goes. This is really nice, especially if we've been feeling vulnerable since the moon went dark, and we could really use this cosmic hug. It's a beautiful way to end the weekend when so much change is on the horizon. It's like your mom or dad giving you a care package as you are walking out the door, leaving their house to set out on your own for the first time. In this care package are socks and toothpaste, road snacks, a bottle of water, some spending money, and a flashlight with extra batteries. All things you'll inevitably need, but didn't think to ask for. Thanks, Venus. Let's move on to a 3-card spread for the weekend, representing our past, present, and future. The card representing the past is 47, Grand Cross, Provoker. The Grand Cross in astrology is when 4 planets are all at 90-degree angles from one another and 2 pairs form oppositions as well, resulting in a cross formation. It represents tension, movement, change, and pressure in one's life. As the card symbolizes our past, we may have felt extremely overwhelmed by our circumstances and felt we had come to a crossroads. We needed to make a decision of which way to go, forward, left, right, or even backward, but we may have felt paralyzed by having to make the decision at hand. It may have felt frustrating and very daunting. We may still feel hurt, misunderstood, or unseen because of this situation. We could feel like we've had some hard luck, major limitations, or like we never get a break in life. The card representing our present is 27, 3rd house, Messages. Quote, "You must stay drunk on writing so reality cannot destroy you," unquote. Ray Bradbury, Zen in the Art of Writing. The 3rd house is all about communication, messages, and our local environment, using the power of words to affect change in your world and spread the truth. The images on this card are of hieroglyphics, so I also feel that, as the card representing the present, this has to do with deciphering the messages you are receiving and translating them from symbols or creative, colorful language into simple terms you can fully understand. Decoding your surroundings and the narrative that you are being told, and then using your own voice and your own words to share what you found. The 3rd house could also be speaking of working with others, siblings, or people in your community to make a change. Signing documents or anything that has to do with writing, working on attaining new skills that you may use on a daily basis. It could also indicate rumors spreading, hopefully good rumors, that will help you construct the community you are trying to build. And the card representing our future is 16, Cancer, I Feel. Cancer is all about feelings, inner wisdom, mothering ourselves and others, and initiating projects that make us feel more comfortable. So as the guidance for the future, I feel that this card is reminding us that we will trust our feelings and intuitive hits about things going forward. We will do things that make us feel comfortable and secure in our surroundings and environment. We will be able to let go of being perfect and know that getting started is often the hardest part. In the future, we may start projects without needing to have the whole thing planned out perfectly, but with the intention that it will all work out in the end. We will allow ourselves to feel what we are feeling and trust our inner wisdom to guide us on our path. To recap, in the past, we may have felt devastated or very tense about something and felt we needed to make an immediate change. In the present moment, we have the power of our own voice and willingness to work with others to create changes in our environment that will make everything better. In the future, we will be more in tune with our emotions and our intuition, using our inner wisdom to make choices as we navigate the changes and transformations we are experiencing. Let me know if this reading resonates with you in the comments. Everything this weekend points to a major cliffhanger, where we are left wondering what's going to happen. This next lunar cycle in Aries, starting with the new moon on Tuesday and ending with the solar eclipse, will start the next season's episodes with a bang. Be ready. I hope this is helpful. Until Monday, AstroMommy.
Thank you for reading or listening to the Weekend Horoscope. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. Today's cards were pulled from the Black Moon Astrology cards available on Amazon. If you seek knowledge and enlightenment, the AstroMommy Newsletter may be right for you. Side effects of reading or listening to the AstroMommy Newsletter are common and include joy, jubilation, delight, happiness, gratitude, love, triumph, feeling in tune with the universe, experiencing deep insights, reflections, and contemplations, a lightened soul, a lighter step, feeling awake when others are asleep, illuminated, enlightened, having spiritual experiences, noticing repeating numbers, animals in nature, or songs on the radio that speak to you, getting vibes, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsmelliance, feeling like you know secret language, biophilia, crying tears of joy, emotional literacy, feeling lively, stable, exalted, having an auric glow, or feeling like you woke up on the right side of the bed have all been reported. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a very small commission. Thanks for listening.